great question. Why are my photos looking different when I export them and look at them on my phone? Why is Instagram destroying the quality of my images, and what can I do about it? Ooh, that's gonna be good. Let's get started. Good morning, guys, and welcome to a new episode. Alright, I've received a few questions lately about Instagram and why the quality, especially when you're sharing your photos, is not the same when you look at it on your laptop, when you look at it on your phone, and why does it look kind of dirty sometimes? Why are the colors different? So I kind of wanted to make that quick video about how to fix exporting photos for Instagram or for social media in general. I want to dig into three things. Very simply, we're gonna talk about Lightroom Mobile, we're gonna talk about Lightroom CC, which is gonna be the same process, and we're gonna be talking about Lightroom Classic, which is gonna give you a lot more freedom to get the right results. And I think there are a few things to understand before we get into it as to how Instagram is actually working and why they don't display always the same type of images. Oh, it's gonna be good, because if you've ever wondered about that, well, this video is gonna answer everything for you so you get the best results possible ever. Before I get started, I want to express my gratitude for you watching, and I want to wish you also a happy 4th of July. If you're American, happy Independence Day. Have an amazing time. Get out there and go shoot those fireworks, because I think it's gonna be pretty cool. You can get some cool shots. If you don't know how to shoot those, I have a video on that right up after, or click somewhere on this thing. Well, who knows? Anyway, let's get started. Let's say I have a photo that I edited on my phone, first of all, that I want to share on Instagram. And when I do, I discovered that the quality is not as good as I expected it to be. There are a few reasons. First of all, you need to check your internet connection. If your internet connection is not fast enough, Instagram is going to display a lower quality image. Instagram's goal is that whenever you open their app, is for you to see something, right? It doesn't matter what quality, they want to display something to you, otherwise you're gonna quit the app and you're gonna leave. So depending on your connection, Instagram is going to display different kind of images at various resolutions. And when you upload an image to Instagram, Instagram is actually going to create a version of all that. That's very standard. Every website does it on the web in order to optimize internet connections. Now, once you know that, there is also a second factor that will come into play as to how your images look. Depending on the display you're going to have, depending on the phone you're going to be using, you're going to have completely different results. That only comes down to kind of the device and how it's configured. You know, like iPhones are pretty accurate in terms of colors and renditions. They're very close to a MacBook Pro Retina, for example. But when you get, for example, on certain Android phones, you might have very punchy colors and you don't understand why. Well, you can always go into your settings and disable and change color modes. You will see more punchy, less punchy, etc. Find something that is pleasant to your eye and that looks very similar to your laptop. I think that's number one, and that way you will have more consistent look. There will also be something we talk about when we export from Lightroom Classic, which will be your color space, but that's for something else. Number one. All right, let's pick up an image that you have, for example, on Lightroom Mobile. If you have another app, that's cool. And think about how people are gonna see it on their mobile, right? First of all, they're gonna see it maybe with their screen a little bit dim. So when you edit, you wanna be not at full brightness, you wanna be maybe a little bit under full brightness. And then you're gonna tweak before you export your image so that you bump up a little bit the exposure, so that even if you're looking at it with kind of reduced brightness, it still looks good. Okay, now you're just gonna press at the top right, there is that share button, and you're gonna press save to camera roll. Don't press share because you don't know what happens with the image. Save to camera roll, and now you can choose small 2048 pixels. Now, if you're wondering, Instagram longest size possible, longest age, is 1350 pixel, okay? And most of the 1:1 images are in 1080, okay? So remember, if you upload 2048, Instagram's gonna resize it to 1080 pixel, which is fine because you're giving them a bigger image, a higher resolution image. It's gonna shrink it into something small. You're still gonna keep some quality into it, which is really, really cool. So guys, press that small, boom, and now it's gonna appear into your photo library. And from there, you can just export to Instagram. We'll do it at the end. I want to show you now what happens when you do it on your laptop. First of all, if you pull up Lightroom CC It works exactly the same way as on your phone, but the only difference is that you can also choose the resolution. On your laptop, you can actually choose 1600 pixels, and that's what I use. It looks good. I can also upload that for web. It's not too heavy and it still looks good on any kind of display. And also Instagram does not compress it too drastically, and it's above their limit, which is awesome and looks great to me. Now, if you want more control, I highly recommend you, and I recommend anyone to use Lightroom Classic. Lightroom Classic, once you're gonna export on Lightroom Classic, first of all, you'll be able to save your presets for different medium. The one that works the best for me is actually exporting. We're gonna go straight to here, file settings. I'm gonna go into JPEG for the file settings, and I'm gonna go in color space sRGB. The color space is very important because you might be thinking, I wanna shoot in color space Adobe RGB that has certain types of color that you see, and because you think it's better, but actually all those devices are most of the time very true to sRGB and not Adobe RGB. So if you don't want to have a difference between your computer and your phone, that's what you might want to do, is stick to sRGB. Then the quality, to make it not too heavy, just stick to 80%. You don't need to go 100%, it's gonna make your file heavy for no reason. And then you can go down to image sizing, and then on the long edge, 1600 pixel. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna keep that. That works really well for me. And whenever I look at my photos on Instagram, I never ever felt that the quality was lower or something was missing. Resolution 72, you can leave it like that. It's a little bit tricky. We should make a whole video on that, but leave it like that for web. And then metadata, I put all my metadata into it so that the copyright owner and also the settings of the camera I use are all saved with that JPEG. I just like having it. Some people don't like to share it because they think it's so secret to know the aperture. Really? I mean, come on, it's a photo. And then last, watermark. You can put a watermark if you want. You can put a tiny one, like 5% opacity, so that no one can see it, but I don't know if there is any point, so leave it on or off, up to you, and then you just press export. That's it. That's as easy. Now you're gonna take that image from your computer all the way back onto your phone. If you have an Android phone and a MacBook Pro, you can use snapdrop.net. It works like AirDrop, and then you're gonna get your photos right here on your phone, which is really cool. Then you're gonna open up Instagram, and once you open up Instagram, you have to remember something. As I mentioned, it's gonna resize the images, so you wanna pick up one of the image that you wanna share. There we go. And as you can see, you can zoom in. First of all, it doesn't look bad at all, and for most people's viewing abilities, it's gonna be perfect. Now, before I share it, I actually edit it a little bit before. I go brightness, I bump it up a little bit, as I mentioned if I didn't before, and I add a little bit of sharpness just so that it looks extra crisp on everyone's phone. And that's it. Now I press share. You can check out my results on my Instagram profile right now. You can zoom in on the photos. If you have a strong connection, you will see the difference. If your connection is weak, you will see pixels a lot faster. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And whew, and that's it. Wow. I think I dropped a ton of information on you right now. Feel free to rewatch that video, maybe in slower mode, but to be honest, you don't overthink your exports. If your photos don't look good, if there are a lot of pixels, it's simply your connection. I hope that has been super helpful. I hope you will crush it, because it's gonna be the 4th of July, or it's gonna be a lot of parties. It's summer out there. I want you to go out and shoot. I want you to shoot a ton and share on Instagram your photos, DM me, send me whatever you want. I'm super happy to look at your work. I can't reply to everyone, but I look at everyone's message and leave a little like. So with that being said, guys, get out there, go shoot, try something different, try something new, and make sure you hit that SUB theory button if you haven't done it so you can be notified when you get when I drop the new adventures. Ring that notification bell. It's gonna make an awesome noise. It's gonna be awesome, and I will see you in the next episode. See you guys. Bye.
Oh, you look nice. Look at you. You look like you're in a Moroccan. This is weird.
Hey, welcome to the